America is becoming unrecognizable. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, September the 17th. And here we are with a country that is not the country we know. And of course, it is getting uglier by the day. We are seeing between the illegal immigration, the cost of goods and services, the destroying of small business. There ain't much to be happy about. There's not much to be positive about. And of course, we're watching the housing market starting to collapse as contract after contract gets canceled, as people are now afraid with the rising interest rates and the affordability and the lack of jobs, the lack of being able to work. Of course, you'll hear President Biden tell you how great the jobs market is. And if you've seen his new commercial, what a wonderful job he's done. And of course, we could argue that point from here until doomsday. And of course, if we keep listening to him, we will be headed towards doom. I cannot imagine. You can see even his own party now is starting to A, hope he doesn't run, and B, starting to vote against him. You're seeing in California now where the mandate for electric vehicles is being challenged because, of course, if you could bring out Barbara Eden and I Dream a Genie and have her would grant you one wish, which would be all cars would be electric, it'd be like being in a snowstorm because none of them would be running because we don't have enough power because the power grid will not support them. Okay. But I think a lot has to do with our workforce. Okay. Workers have become lazy. Let's face it. Okay. Nobody wants to work. Everybody wants something for nothing. Okay. And we all got spoiled. Well, I didn't get spoiled. I worked every day anyways, but as did my kids. But during COVID, you sat home, did nothing, got paid. What a wonderful thing that is. And of course, that's not the way that you build a country. And of course, you have your administrators, you have your people from the left that are trying to insist that you don't work so that the government pays you off, so that the people who pay taxes actually pay your salary. I mean, it's ridiculous what we're watching going on in this country, because you know what? The drive, the beauty of becoming an American, if you were not born an American, was coming to this country with opportunity. And they're now destroying the opportunity, okay, for everybody, okay? They're taking away your chances and your opportunity to become the next great success, okay? And, the days of a Steve Jobs building an Apple in his garage and others, they're making that almost impossible for those. And as we look, of course, we now have the UAW strike. Listen, I hope they go on strike forever. Okay. I'd like to see them break the unions. I think that unions originally designed were terrific. Unions today are a bunch of horseshit. Tenure should not be part of a union because if you're not doing a good job, because you've been there a long time doing a shitty job, should you get to keep your job? Okay. I think that unfortunately, the only people who get rich in the union business is the union bosses. Okay. And I think that it's enough. It's time to stop. It's time to go back to letting the free market decide. The reasons that unions were put in were great, but they're no longer needed. Okay, so I hope those guys stay out forever. Okay, we're already in economic Armageddon. So what's the difference if we leave the workers out? Okay, and of course you've got the issues going on in the grain markets now, where Poland, Hungary, and Slovakia are banning the use of Ukraine grains. This whole Ukraine war, this Russia-Ukraine conflict, which is really now a money grab, as the United States keeps funding it, or I should say the taxpayers keep funding for no damn reason. And I'm getting sick of that as well. I can't stand what we're watching here. And, of course, the illegal immigration topic, I mean, do you understand what is going on here? The Colombian traffickers are making about $10 million a month bringing in illegal migrants, okay? And of course, a lot of those are going into slavery. A lot of those are going into prostitution. They're being forced. Are we not going to do something about this? I mean, this is not what we're looking for. This is not what coming to the United States of America is. And nobody should be making dramatic profits. We should have a legal process, which we have. Of course, we don't use it because this administration doesn't believe in the law. But I think that you've got, as we talked about before, you've got a racist president, and of course they're editing one of his transcripts from the other day that said Biden says Black and Hispanic workers don't have high school diplomas. No, okay, that may be factual and maybe not factual, but that is a pretty broad statement considering that whether you be white, whatever you happen to be, many people don't have a high school diploma, and it doesn't really matter. If you got a job, you're working, you're providing for yourself and your family. But of course, they're gonna that kind of history they want to make sure that they edit, okay, so it doesn't go. So the bottom line is that we are becoming unrecognizable. We are becoming ugly. Okay, you've always heard the ugly American. Well, this is ugly for Americans. And if you don't step up and do something about it soon, it is going to be a major, major nightmare. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Todd Bubba Horowitz. It is Sunday, the 17th of September. We're going to stop by our break. We'll be back with our market report right after the break. Bubba's Bottom Line, Sunday, the 17th of September. What's up, kids? Well, here we are once again. And of course, as we look at the markets were rather dull, but of course you want to hear about my sponsors first, and that is of course Capital Trading Group, who is our partner in Day Trader's Dream, and our new merger with Target Trading, and of course we've now cut down a lot of the variance and a lot of the things, but we do believe in Capital Trading Group, and I do have many other brokers, but at the end of the day, make sure that you know that I do use 90% of my futures and commodity business goes through Capital Trading Group. And of course, that's info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba, scrolling on the sides here. And there's Tradier Brokerage, okay, which is $10 a month flat brokerage. We can automate your portfolios at no charge, and they don't charge extra for it either. That's try.trader.com/Bubba, also scrolling on the side. And of course, our high school program. Check us out. We're with Target Trading. We are going to rebuild this program again and try to educate the American kids so that we can make this country better for them instead of making it worse. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and, of course, my market report. Welcome back, and here we are. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, the 17th of September, and, of course, markets last week, triple witching week. I don't know. There was nothing going on. It was a total dud, a total non-event. Okay, and not that we expected it, but I didn't even see the volume we usually see. And I think when you look at what's going on, to me, it appears that the markets are getting ready to break down. This is similar stuff that we saw in 08, 01, 87. And again, I'm not predicting it's going down tomorrow, but I'm saying that it does look pretty bad, okay? And things don't look great. In the meantime, as we look across the board and the markets, the major indices were kind of mixed through the week. They remain in consolidation. We are still long the NASDAQ and short the other three. And the dollar, which we don't trade anymore, but the dollar continues to rally. So where's all the sellers for the bricks? They're going to replace the dollar. Excuse me. Apparently, they're not going to do so yet. Okay. In the meantime, the dollar is rallying. We don't trade it anymore, and it has nothing to do with what we believe in the dollar. It has all to do with costs and commissions and where you have to trade it at. The euro currency, which we do trade because it trades through the CME, we are short, and of course, the euro continues to get hammered, and we expect to see it get back under par at some point. But in the meantime, we are still short, and it's still going lower. Bitcoin, we are still short. I think Bitcoin is, look, again, I'm a believer. I'd rather be long than short. I am short at the moment, but I also do own it in other places. So But again, we are short. Bonds and notes continue to get clobbered. Interest rates continue to go up. And of course, this week is a Fed week, I believe. And I'm sure we'll see them hike rates once again. I can't imagine with the hot CPI and PPI numbers that they're going to be able to control themselves. So we'll see where that goes. But at the end of the day, it's an ugly situation, and interest rates are going higher. I expect to see the 10-year get to 6%. In the metals, gold we're long, silver we're short. They're kind of mixed. They're kind of just hovering around, nowheresville. And again, you would expect if the BRICS was going to take place, that gold would be flying higher, and yet it's not. Okay. Copper is lower, and we're still short. Natural gas has just been flat, churning around. We're still short. Crude oil is going to Pluto, and we're still long. And of course, again, thank you, President Biden, for bringing those more taxes to us, because what nobody thinks about is the excise tax or the sin tax on done things, but gas is an everyday occurrence. And of course, if you're paying more for gas, that means they're getting more tax dollars, which is one of the reasons that we are buying oil from the criminals at OPEC and Saudi Arabia. Okay. Grain markets continue to be weak. It's ridiculous what's going on here. The spread between the producer and the retail has never been this wide. To me, again, I'll say this again, that I think China's got their thumb on the scale, trying to hold down the grain prices so they can force the farmers out of business so they can buy up their farmland. The meats continue to be trying to work higher, and I'm telling you that I'm shorting them. We don't trade them anymore. We would be long, but I'm shorting them because, again, I know that one thing about that business, high prices will cure high prices. It may not be tomorrow, but I would look for an opportunity to sell them. In the softs, cocoa was higher, we're long. Cotton was higher, we're long. Sugar was higher, we're long. OJ was higher, we're long. And coffee was lower, and we're short. It was a pretty decent week overall. Our day trading was pretty good as well. So all is good on the Western Front, and we'll continue to work our way forward. In the meantime, let's step out here for our final break and come back with our commentary and, of course, our football picks for today. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line, September 17th. We'll be back right after the break. Well, kids, again, just a reminder, again, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but you got Trade Your Brokerage and Capital Trading Group, and they're scrolling on the sides, and those are, as far as I'm concerned, those are the two best brokers for us in the industry. I have others, but those are the two best, give you the best opportunity. In our high school program, which is going to be brought back with the help of Target Trading and our merger with them, so that's a terrific thing, and I'm really excited about that. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line with my commentary and, of course, football. Welcome back. Bubba's Bottom Line, Todd Bubba Horowitz on Sunday, September the 17th. And, well, you've got an election coming up. We're about a year away now. And, of course, what is their biggest fear? A financial calamity, a financial collapse. And I don't know, honestly, I don't know how they're going to avoid it. Everything they have done has been to destroy the economy. Everything that President Biden has done is to destroy the economy. From the buying oil from Saudi Arabia, from lying about inflation, from allowing the Fed to continue to hike rates, to the recession that we keep denying is existing. Okay, what a lousy job. I don't care what the numbers say, and I don't even know what they do say because I don't look at the news. But in my opinion, this is the worst president in history. He's the biggest liar, the biggest racist, and he has done nothing but damage this country and bring laughter from our enemies. You can think about that. You can take that for what it's worth. And hey, you disagree? No problem. I still believe in the ability to speak your mind. Although many of you don't, I do. And if you don't like it, well, hey, you can write me a nasty letter like many of you do, but tough shit. Okay. At the end of the day, this country is a lot worse off today than it was just 2 years ago and just 3 years ago. So, again, if you're happy with it, good for you. I can't tell you what to think or what to say, but in my opinion, we are headed for disaster, and especially with the worst president, in my opinion, in history. In the meantime, we do have football, and there's a couple of good games. Today. I would tend to think that I do like the losing my train of thought. I do like the night game. I do like the Miami Dolphins. Okay. And I do like the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is actually tomorrow night. And I think that I like the Chicago Bears plus the 3 as well. So that would be our football selections for Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, September 17th. Have a great weekend. Have a great day. As always, I appreciate you. We'll see you back here tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you later.